Farm Fam. Today, even though it's not Wednesday, gonna do a recipe. I wanted to do this for a while because I have these breadcrumbs from some old homemade bread that was getting old, so I turned it into breadcrumbs. And I have this chicken and I want to try some fried chicken, but it's gonna be baked. So I have this, one of our meat chickens here, and going to cut it up into pieces and then try breading it and then cooking it. I have never done anything like this before. I think the closest I've come is helping my mom doing French toast, you know, because you like put it in the egg and then cook it. That's as close as I've come to doing something like this. So it'll be interesting. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna get the excess moisture off, and then we're gonna cut it up into pieces, and then we'll go from there. Okay, got the chicken cut up. I've never done this before, so I'm gonna try leaving the skins on. And the chicken was still kind of frozen, so it really, fingers got really cold. And I have some big pieces, some little pieces. I'm just gonna try and see what works best. Now, so we have our flour, egg, and breadcrumbs here. And one of the things that I read is to put seasoning in each of these right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put salt, pepper, some garlic and onion powder, and I think it's thyme that goes well with chicken. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and put a little thyme in there as well, and then we'll mix that in. Oil, put it on the fingers, and then put it here on the cooling sheet to hopefully help with any sticking that my door will happen. The guy I watched talked about doing like one hand for dry, one hand for wet to kind of keep the fingers from getting breaded. Well, let's see how that works out. The flour here is to help the egg have something to hold on to. And we don't want too much egg or too little. So after we flip it, we're gonna let the egg drain off a bit, any extra. It's kind of fun. It kind of reminds me when I was a kid and playing in mud and stuff. Except this will actually give me something to eat and not a mud pie that I pretend to eat. Now we're putting this on the cooling sheet instead of straight onto the cookie sheet to help with airflow underneath so that it doesn't get soggy on the bottom. And also it should help with the stickiness. Now these breadcrumbs I'm using are really fine, so it's going to be a lot more of a fine coating on this stuff. Or if you use thicker breadcrumbs, like I saw panko breadcrumbs are really popular, and they're thicker and crunchier. This is going to give more of a lighter breading to it. Maybe if I make this again, I'll have to try some different breadcrumbs, but I'm excited to be able to use some more homemade breadcrumbs. All right, now that we have our rack ready, we're gonna do the secret ingredient, which we'll see if it actually works. Or the secret step? Yeah, So we're gonna put this in the fridge for a half hour, and according to the professional, he says it helps everything solidify, and so keep the breading together instead of cracking like you often see homemade breaded chicken do. So fridge, 30 minutes, we'll see how it goes. All right, it's been 30 minutes, so I'm gonna throw this in the oven. The oven is set at 400, and we'll put this in for 40 minutes. And so we're going for fully cooked chicken and browned breading. While we're waiting for the chicken to finish in the oven, I had some extras that I didn't have enough room on the cooling rack, and so I cooked them in the pan. I just put some oil in a skillet. I cooked them up, and they are pretty good. I probably overdid it a little bit just because look how brown that is, but it doesn't taste overcooked, and they're moist and they're delicious, and this is really good. So at least the skillet side of it, I'm a big fan, so we'll see how the oven part turns out, but delicious. All right, the chicken is out of the oven, and just from the look of it right now, it looks amazing. A little bit stuck to the cooling rack, so it's missing a bit here, but not too bad. That could also be for me. Okay, so like this one here, I didn't move this one and it came off just fine. It didn't stick too much because some of these are resituated. I think that caused a little problem. There is still some, I don't know, right here on the bottom, it's a little, oh, what's the word? Moist, but in a bad way, because they said the cooling rack would help it not do that, but it's still kind of, it's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm gonna cut in here and see if it's cooked all the way. Kind of feel bad cutting into it because it looks so pretty. I don't think it's cooked all the way. The juices are coming out pink. Okay, so there still is a little bit of pink in there, so I'm gonna cook this a little longer, but I bet this one's done. Yeah. So the smaller ones are done, so I'll take those off. Alright, so it looks like it's just the drumsticks that need to be cooked longer, so put them in for another, I don't know, 10 minutes. But we will do a little taste test on this one. Yeah, I just really like that. Yep, still good. Baked in the oven or done on the stove top. It's really good, and there is still a lot of nice moisture in here. It's not dry at all. So yeah, this was a success. I would totally do this again next year when we have chickens. I think we still have some chickens left, but we actually might just keep them for ourselves because we love them. And we grow and we raise this food for ourselves, and we just share with you as well. So for those of you who haven't gotten any chickens yet, you might be out of luck till next year. But anyway, this recipe was awesome. And if you try it out, let me know. Tell me what you think. If you try different seasonings or different breadcrumbs, just let me know. So I will see you on Monday. Hope you have a great rest of the weekend, and I'll see you then. Bye.